Hello everybody, my name is Shorter2.5 and welcome to Chapter 3 of Dragon Ball Super What If Haru of the Stars. Last time, Cell was defeated by Gohan and the Earth was safe for 7 years. But now, two beings by the name of Yamu and Spopovich have stolen Gohan's energy and now are heading to a mysterious man named Master Bobbidi. The Supreme Kai of Universe 7 now heads towards his direction with Goku and the others behind him alongside Haru. Will they be able to stop Majin Buu's resurrection? Or will something even better happen? Find out today. So our crew arrived on Bobbity's spaceship. Himself alongside Deborah were there waiting for their allies Yamu and Spopovich. But then, of course, like in the original, Bobbity does kill off Spopovich, and this time I feel like giving the responsibility of killing Yamu to Deborah, so yeah, that was pretty... It gave them a little bit of a perk in one or two ways. But then shortly after, like in the original, Deborah does kill Kibito and turns Krillin and Piccolo into stone. But this time, he also turns Haru into stone. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shortster, you're nerfing your original character who's done so much. Don't you have any shame? Hear me out. I didn't say that any major changes were being made. There were going to be some changes. This is just not it. But, I'm not nerfing Haru. I'm just, keeping her out of the fight for now. But she will be coming used later on. So, angered by this and ready for a fight, Goku, Shin, Gohan and Vegeta head underground to find Deborah and release their friends. Ultimately, Pui Pui, Yakon and Deborah were all defeated just like in the original. But, of course, Vegeta does get angry by this from Gohan's little performance, and he is under control by Bobbidi, turning him into Majin Vegeta in order for him to have his long-awaited rematch with Goku. During the time Haru was turned into stone, Majin Buu was resurrected and defeated Gohan. Soon after, he turned Deborah into a cookie and ate him. So this released Haru, Piccolo and Krillin respectively. And Haru was surprised to even see Trunks and Goten here, because remember, they did come around here, and yeah, Mr. Satan still won the World Tournament, because, that was a very kind move by 18 in the original, so I wouldn't really doubt that. So, Haru was about to help Gohan, who she sensed was still alive, but he was incredibly injured, but just when she was about to head to Gohan's location, she was distracted by Vegeta's fight with Buu, and shortly after Vegeta's fight, he said, like in the original, he says his goodbye to Trunks, and of course, this time, he even gives a little bit of a speech to Haru, saying that Haru is one special human, and honestly, he literally said to Haru, "I'm really glad that I met you," which of course shocked Haru most surprisingly. So then Vegeta blew himself up with a final explosion to destroy Majin Buu. Piccolo went to check out the remains. Vegeta was dead. And Buu was dead. Psych, he wasn't. The effects of Vegeta's explosion ultimately failed. And Buu is resurrected for another round. After the fight, after bringing Launch to the lookout, Haru and the rest were all ready to hear what Goku has to say. Because Goku was still okay, still ready to go. But then he tells them the news. I'm sorry, everybody. Goten and Trunks are still alive, but Vegeta and Gohan, they didn't make it. This, of course, like in the original, upset a load of people, but I feel like that this time Haru ensures Vidal's theory that Gohan is indeed alive, but that's between those two, which, of course, Goku has no idea of. But now, Goku now gives fusion training, like in the original, to Goten and Trunks, and all this while Haru uses the hyperbolic time chamber for a second time. She likes to take precautions, and after she left the hyperbolic time chamber, she even sets Goku's erupting power of Super Saiyan 3. So yeah, she does witness the awesome power of Super Saiyan 3. But of course, when Goku returned, he had to go to the other world because his time was up because of Super Saiyan 3's abnormal drainage. So after that, Goku was gone after saying goodbyes. But on the plus side, Buu managed to show a little bit of resistance to Bobbidi and literally punch his head clean off. So now Buu was no longer killing people, and Goten and Trunks can now fuse into the mighty fused warrior known as Gotenks. Shortly after, while Mr. Satan was living with Boo for a while, Haru and Launch have a little chat, and she questions even where she came from. They settled down. There were disagreements. There were a lot of cries. At least that's what Launch thought. But Haru just didn't actually care, because she knows that Launch loves her very much, and as a motherly figure, she wants to be with her, right until the end of time. And of course, this like moves Launch deeply to the point where she hugs her child, and this is the blue Launch. This isn't even the blonde Launch. This is the blue Launch, and surprisingly enough, behind the scenes, Android 18 was even blushing at the sight of this beautiful moment. Unfortunately, all that ended. All the moving thoughts ended at the arrival of the demon known as Super Buu. Shortly after his arrival, Super Buu uses the human extinction attack to kill almost everyone on Earth, and is told to wait 1 hour, just like the original. And Chi-Chi gets turned into an egg and is crushed by Buu during that waiting time. But now Goten and Trunks were now in the hyperbolic time chamber, and of course after 30 minutes, like in the original, Buu just like had enough. He's like, no more waiting! And so then Piccolo showed him to his promised fighter, which happens to be Gotenks. Haru kept everyone safe while the boys were fighting Buu, and of course, everything was going to be okay. At least that's what she said. Sadly, Buu escaped from the hyperbolic time chamber and turned everyone except Haru and Launch into chocolate and was eaten. But sadly, Launch was sacrificed herself for Haru, and she was turned into chocolate too. Upset and alone, Haru's power shined out of anger. Remember, we haven't seen this since like the Ginyu Force, so this is the second time we see Haru's power as she charges at Super Buu with her unbound energy, causing so much damage to Buu that even Buu was even coughing blood. Like, that much damage to someone who can regenerate wounds easily? Haru is one special case. So after that, she passed out like she did the last time, and of course, she was about to be turned into chocolate, but luckily Gotenks as Super Saiyan 3, along with Piccolo, arrived to save her. Ultimately, Gotenks' fusion run out, but luckily enough, from the shining stars above, a white light comes to save the day, and that man is Gohan. And Gohan arrives to defeat Majin Buu, and luckily enough, Mr. Satan and Dende also survive too, but shortly as the fight continued between Gohan and Buu, like in the original and manga, Buu absorbed Gotenks and Piccolo, just like the original, and drove Gohan to his limits, meaning that that Gohan was proven utterly useless at the power of Majin Buu's new evolution. However, Tien did provide some assistance, but with little to no effect. What am I talking about? Haru was surprised to see Tien, even going so far as to even greet her, but Buu was ready to destroy the planet, and luckily enough, the hero comes to save the day, and that hero is Goku, with a Destructo Disc cutting Buu in half. But with little to no avail, Gohan was later absorbed too, and Haru and Goku were in trouble, until Vegeta's key appeared, in which Goku teleports the two of them to Vegeta's location. Goku, of course, unknown to Haru, Goku hands a Batara earring to Vegeta and saying, Vegeta, put this on! We need to combine now! And Vegeta's like, what? And of course, Haru was thinking for a moment, why would Goku need that earring unless they were planning to fuse? Knowing what Goku was planning, Haru attacked Buhan, knowing that she could not win, buying them a little bit of time while Goku gave a pep talk to Vegeta saying, everyone's been absorbed by that thing, even Bulma and Trunks! Which, of course, Vegeta was shocked and was a little bit upset by this. But, of course, Buhan did get mad and, of course, turned her into chocolate and ate her. But, thanks to her sacrifice, Goku and Vegeta were able to fuse into the ultimate fusion known as Vegito and defeated Buu once and for all with Super Vegito. And, of course, it's like in the original, you could just say it's the original manga and anime series where they go into Buu, they rip everyone out, and Kid Buu is born. And that's the other problem. So Buu destroys the planet, and during the final battle in the Sacred World of the Kais, everyone was revived, including Haru and Launch, basically to use their powers to make a spirit bomb later on, and with the help of Mr. Satan's plea, Earth and its future was safe thanks to the might of the Super Spirit Bomb, which annihilated Buu, and to which Goku makes a premonition that if Buu was ever reborn as a good guy, then they would fight one-on-one. And so everyone on Earth returned to their normal lives, Haru and Launch returned to their jobs as truck drivers, and they enjoyed a nice little moment as they slept under the sunset. After a long battle in Majin Buu, peace had finally returned. All evil has been vanquished, and the Earth is safe once again. Or so we thought. Stay tuned next time for when we release Chapter 4. It will be the arrival of someone that makes even Majin Buu quiver in fear. That man's name is the God of Destruction, Lord Beerus. So, if you enjoyed this chapter, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for Lord Beerus is coming in Chapter 4. See you later!